What's up, everybody? This is Josh from the mtgnoob.com, joined by Roz. Roz,
Hey guys, very happy to be here. This is very exciting.
so we're here to roll into a Return to Ravnica 8-4 draft, and I think our first pick is pretty evident. What do you think here, Roz?
Yeah, I was looking at. I'm only looking at one card. It's Gerard.
Yeah, and I keep wanting to call him Jared. I don't know why. Other
It
good
just.
cards. What do you think about the Allocators or Illocutors? You ever use this card?
I have. It's not terrible. Actually, the numbers that are assigned to it are like pretty relevant. I feel in the format. Like 3 is kind of the number that destroys a lot of valuable cards, especially Selesnya, and 5 is kind of the toughness that you need to like stop a lot of the pain that comes at you.
I agree. Some good blue in here. Maybe we'll wheel a Long Legs or a Gatecreeper Vine. Probably a
Yeah,
Terrace
there's.
Worm, but we'll take Gerard or Jared. All right, next pick. We've got Underworld Connections, which is like a kind of a poor man's Sign in Blood. I mean, it's okay, but and we've got a Beetle. What are you thinking here?
Yeah, I'm not really sure what to think about Underworld Connections. It's like sometimes I see it played and it's amazing, but it takes like 3 or 4 turns for it to become amazing.
Hmm.
So I think it's maybe like you're already winning and now you have Underworld Connection, so you're really going to win card.
Hmm.
Whereas you could have been playing something, I don't know, like important, like even if that thing is just like a beetle. Um,
Or a Sewer Shambler or something with Scavenge. So, Gerard, I'm going to try not to call him Jared. It's such a Subway thing for me now. So, he gets +1/+1 for each creature in the graveyard, and then you can pitch creatures on the board, and then he's going to get stronger. He's got recurrence. Um, Kind of works against the scavenge mechanic in my opinion, but what are you thinking here? Beetle or Connections?
um, you could probably just go with the beetle.
I'm going to go with the Beetle, and that's a tough second pick, but I don't know.
It really is, but that pack was just terrible for green and black.
Yeah, I think so too.
You have
Now,
a pretty good jailbreaker there. That's nice.
got a Jailbreaker. We've got a Guildgate that may wheel. Let's look. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight possible playables. I don't know. It's either going to be Rogue's Passage or the Guildgate, I think, that wheels.
The
Um,
Rogue's Passage I've been pleased with. I like at first I just like always pass that card, and now it just seems like sometimes that card is the only thing that allows me to win against certain
Really,
decks.
I have not used it very much at all. I mean, I put it in a few decks, but I really haven't used it very much. This Chainwalker is tempting for the Golgari Rakdos mix for me, but I think the Jailbreaker is more where we want to be.
Jailbreaker's a really strong card, especially if you can get maybe 2 of those guild gates in there and be even if we could get some Gatecreeper Vines or something like that and ensure guild gate-ness, that'd be nice.
I agree. So we take a Jailbreaker. Alright, so this is good value for the tickets, Temple Garden. That is kind of a late Temple Garden. So there's also a Gatecreeper Vine. I'm a big fan of the Imp, especially in Golgari, which is what we are. Um, what are you thinking here? First thoughts?
Um, yeah, I kind of like the M2. Like, I guess like a 1/1 at face value just isn't that impressive. But when you start doing all the things that Golgari can do, the imp can get really out of hand really quick.
Yeah.
And even if you just get like a Deviant Glee or something like that or 2, and you throw
Hmm.
that on there, that's pretty good.
I
But yeah,
agree.
there's the Temple Garden. There's your value if you wanted that. And I
Hmm.
mean, there's the Gatecreeper Vine we were talking about. But there's not a whole lot else unless maybe we were in Azurius. Then there's some good Azurius cards, but.
I agree. This garden doesn't turn on our Jailbreaker, and so I'm not really hating that we're not going to take it. We're not going to draft for 3 tickets of value here. So we'll
Yeah, those
take
went
the
down pretty quick.
the imp. Yeah, they really did. All right, so we got a Trestle Troll, which is a great blocker. We've got a really expensive removal card, and then it's looking like Izzet is open. At least blue is going to be open here.
Yeah, the strongest card in here is probably the Pursuit of Flight. I mean, that's just my opinion. I think
Hmm.
that's pretty good. Assassin Strike has always been way, way too expensive for me.
I agree.
Which is kind of funny because you think that, the Tristani's Judgment is also 6, but I don't know, I just feel like it does more, and the cost is a little less
Hmm.
of a beating.
I agree.
But
I'm thinking
Trestle Troll
Trestle
is a good
Troll.
block. Oh, yeah. He's a
we'll
good
just
blocker.
wall up. Maybe Axebane Guardian type deck here.
Yeah, if we can get one of those, or and then throw in like a Gatecreeper Vine, you end up having quite a few. There's another Trestle Troll.
Hmm.
There's your Sewer Shambler, Golgari Keyrune. I don't know how I feel about the Keyrunes. Like, I don't know if they're too slow or what. I mean,
Well, this
sometimes they're
one's a
good
good
fixing.
one. That's a good key rune. I think though with these two creatures, I think they're a little more relevant. I mean, we could look to wall up and then just pick cards like this that we can just chunk with Jared. Um, the Shambler's okay, but I mean, if they're not playing swamps, I don't know, he's just good, I guess.
Then you almost want him to die because his scavenge cost is so good.
Exactly. I'm thinking Troll here. I think we just wall up on the ground. I mean, this is a reach guy too. Is
Yeah,
that how we do?
the troll's solid no matter what you do, and then you'll have two defenders now to start worrying about whether or not you want to start doing axe banes and things like that.
All right, we got a Gate Creeper Vine. Red is open. Uh, I do like these two cards in red.
It's kind of a late common bond too. I'm a big fan of common bond.
It is a late common bond. I think let's try and stick with green black base. We did pass two Gate Creeper Vines. It makes me think one might wheel. And honestly, I'm a fan of Giant Growth in the format. What do you think?
Definitely big fan of giant growth. I've always liked giant growth. That card's been around forever, and it's always been good to me.
Yeah, 1 mana, very powerful. Tricks, I think, are really good in the format in some instances, so I think that's a good one.
They're good enough to make dispel main deckable.
I totally agree.
If you think of it that way, there's another common bond.
And another Electromancer. Somebody's going to build a really nasty Izzet deck. All right, so another common bond. We can take a risk and go into Selesnya. We can take a Crocodile, which is, I mean, he's above average. His ability's decent with Scavenge. What are you thinking here?
I would not feel bad taking a crocodile. I don't think he's that bad at all. Like, some people just hate on the crocodile, but I think that they're hating on him because he's just like this 3/2 that doesn't often get to use his lifelink. But yep, if you can get maybe a +2 on him for something like that, his lifelink becomes really good. Golgari Longlegs isn't bad.
No, I agree. We're building a deck with some solid creatures and some solid blockers in it. The Worm is fine if we can get him in the graveyard, but if you have him in your open hand, it's like a mull to 6, honestly. So,
It,
I think just
now
mull.
Gerard throws power. Is that how he works? If I'm correct?
Yeah, I think you're right. It is power.
Okay, I was just curious. Gerard is cool though. That ability is just so sweet because it makes people like the math. They just kind of start forgetting their math.
And I think that we're looking for Axebane Guardians. They're high on our list right here. We don't. I guess we could use Cremate. I'm not a big fan of the card. I would honestly rather cut Inspiration. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I would go ahead and just grab the inspiration. Cremate is not something that I would even really worry about.
I agree.
I did have someone play Survey the Wreckage against me, though. There's that Rogue's Passage back again, or a Grizzly Salvage. But
I think Salvage works better for our card draw. I mean, I'm not against Rogue's Passage. I guess especially, I'm really with either one. What are you thinking?
the Salvage could fix us up if we're having mana issues, and it could probably get us Gerard. Blah. So
Yeah,
that's
in the hand.
it's pretty good when you're looking for that one card to really turn the tide. I think that's a fine card to have, Grizzly Salvage.
This makes me sad. I love Izzet. It's my favorite guild in the set. It's not the most powerful, but it's my favorite to play. So I'm going to cut this Electromancer here. Skywatch is fine, but this card can be just such a blowout on multiples. It's silly. So
Yeah, either they're wheeling really bad, or that's like the 5th Electromancer.
yeah, I mean, I think we saw 3. Mind Rot is a playable card, so I mean it's like a 22nd, 23rd option. But blue is definitely wide open. In this format, I don't know what you've noted of it, but you know, you want to be in the open guild. Well, we're not necessarily in the open guild. But I think blue is definitely wide open. So, all right, let's talk about this. We've got an Imp, we've got another Croc, we've got a Savage Surge, which is fine, Courser's Accord, and a Launch Party. We are weak on removal. My initial choices would be the Imp, the Savage Surge or the Launch Party? How do you feel?
Um, yeah, any of those are probably pretty good. The main thing I could see someone using Treasured Find for is to like pitch something like a Golgari Longlegs and then Treasured Find it and then pitch it again
That's true.
to
That would
to
be
Gerard.
beautiful. That would be beautiful.
But that's kind of like, okay, well I have to do this and then I have to do this and then finally I can make that happen. Whereas like things like a Dagger Dome Imp, like I'm always going to play that, or
Right.
like a Launch Party, you can usually play that.
We didn't wheel any of the Gate Creeper Vines, to keep that in mind. So, Imp or Launch Party? I'm thinking Imp. What do you think?
For right now, yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'd like to have the Savage Surge or the Launch Party back. Alright, so we end up with Sky Knight, which is going to be too far of a reach. Same for Precinct Captain, which I think
There's an
is
Augur
okay.
Spree.
Yeah, we got an Augur Spree. Could possibly splash for that. Here's another Troll. There's a Roustabout for a 2-drop. An Endrick is fine. I don't think we're hurting for blockers. Guess just
Yeah,
we could go with the Augur Spree on the splash, maybe.
Yeah, you never know. We might actually, I don't know if we'll see like any other kind of crazy red cards coming our way, but Augur Spree is kind of like one of my favorite removal cards. So
It is very good. Yeah, I don't really have a problem. I mean, otherwise it would be probably... I mean, would we run 3 Trestle Trolls? That seems like a ridiculous number to run.
that's probably too many. We need a way to win.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think the pick is Augur Spree here.
it's kind of starting to scare me with the amount of white that's going around, though. So
Yeah, there is definitely some white. The rig is very unpredictable, and it does 4 damage, which is going to be enough to kill our guys and their guys. The Rhino is fine. I like it best with enchantments like Knightly Valor, etc. There's another Jailbreaker, which would be good, but we have no Guild Gates, and there's a Sanctuary, which is fine, but we have no Axebane Guardians. So what are you thinking here?
yeah, the rig's a little bit too crazy for me. Nothing else is like really impressing me other than the Rhino or the Jailbreaker. The Rhino would be good, like you said, if you can either throw like a nice enchantment on it or scavenge on it, like early.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been just bludgeoned to death by Rhino because of the 3/4, and just a +2/+2 turns it into a 5/6, and not much can take care of that.
Yeah.
But Jailbreaker's also good. That's good for the curve too.
I think we'll take Jailbreaker and just put a focus on gates. We might get a Rakdos gate, because those sometimes will not be played in Rakdos decks because they're slower. Splatter
Now we're starting to
Thug.
see good red cards.
Yeah, I think Splatter Thug is the... Well, I like Dramatic Rescue a great deal, but Splatter Thug, or we could just stay pretty much solidly in Golgari and take a Longlegs.
There's definitely nothing wrong with a second Longlegs. It's a really good mid to late game beater. 5/4 is pretty strong.
I think that's the pick. I don't want to really count on red heavily if we can help it. I think Longlegs is the pick here. Perilous Shadow would be a deck we could play Perilous Shadow in. But I'm not a humongous fan of the card, so it's just expensive.
Yeah, Perilous Shadow is kind of one of those things where like it's turn like 9, and you're just trying to get past each other's defenses, and then someone draws a Perilous Shadow, and in comes like a 12-14 or something like that, or 12-16.
Yeah. All right, well, this is a great pack. You look at this. You got Judgment. You've got Eyes in the Skies. Militant is definitely playable, though it's not really what we're looking to do with this deck. This is more of a plotter. I think the pick is Dreadbore, since we're already planning to splash red. That's just a really good removal card.
Yeah, we'll basically have both of our strongest removals have both a splash of red, but they're kind of like 2 of the best removals there are.
I agree. Yeah, I think the pick is definitely Dreadbore. I guess Crasher is playable. I mean, Chorus of Might is fine, but I like it a lot better with a really low curve, and that's not what we're building here. So we'll take the Dreadbore. Wow. This is a tough pick. We've got Abrupt Decay and a Gate Creeper Vine. I think the pick is definitely Abrupt Decay. What do you think?
It is. Like, that's a really timely Gate Creeper Vine, and if Abrupt Decay was not there, it would be pretty easy to snag it.
I agree.
But Abrupt Decay is pretty good.
Yeah, it takes care of a lot of stuff, even stuff with enchantments on it. Something like a Knightly Valor, you can just get rid of the creature. I think it's definitely Abrupt Decay here. Alright, we finally get a decent Golgari creature here in the Scorpion. There's an Azorius Gate, which is sad. But I really like the Scorpion. What do you think?
Scorpion's excellent. Scorpion is basically a guaranteed 2 damage because pretty much no one ever blocks it.
Yeah, and this Archweaver is fine. I've never played one, I don't think. And the Andric is fine too, but I think we're definitely good on ground defense here. We'll take the Scorpion.
Never played the Archweaver yet.
We got some more blue. The blue is getting cut off, it looks like a little bit here. Cobble Brute is fine. Swift Justice is a decent trick. Deliverance is good, but I mean, I'd rather play that in a Populate deck, definitely. I think it's just a Cobble Brute. What do you think?
Yeah, he might come out somewhere. The only other thing I could think to do is like cut a Swift Justice, but we're not even, well, we're a little bit past halfway through the pack, so.
Yeah, we'll just take a Cobble Brute. Alright, so we got our Treasured Find, and we also got our Savage Surge. I think the
Savage Surge,
yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Savage Surge is strong. I think a lot of people just forget that people actually like throw that down because they're always thinking of just giant growths and things of that nature. So when you're tapped out and a Savage Surge happens, it's usually kind of surprising.
I agree. Horncrawler's Chant's just so expensive. I think the pick here is the Endrick, even though we may not play it. But it does have reach.
There's nothing wrong with an Endrick. I think anyone who picks Horncrawler's Chant is just going to throw it into the sideboard unless they have like 2 or 3 Axebanes.
I agree. Alright, I think if we're going to go with something big, it would be the Sanctuary, but we're not Selesnya. The Shred Freak would actually work, but it's more of a card that I want to be playing with a Cackler. Street Sweeper is fine at 6, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of a sideboard card no matter what you do, but
I'm going to take this Shred Freak just for the heck of it.
There's your Perilous Shadow.
There he is. This card, 3 cards, then they put a creature card, and then they fight. That might work well with this deck, but I think it's just got to be Perilous Shadow.
Yeah, I wish I could have maybe like seen someone else actually utilize Guild Feud so I could determine whether or not it's any good. I've never seen anyone play that card.
I've never seen it played either. And we get another Perilous Shadow or another Grizzly Salvage. I think the pick is Grizzly Salvage. I don't think we're going to play 2 Shadows. What do you think?
No. I mean, you've already got that 1 mana sink, and if you have 2 of them out, it's just kind of annoying. So, yeah, Grizzly Salvage is fine.
Got past an Urban Burgeoning, another card I've never seen played in a draft. So.
Valued less than a land.
Yeah, how about that? Someone begging someone else to play it. Alright, so let's see here. Not bad. Alright, so we've got 2 Jailbreakers. We do have to keep that in mind. So Guild Gates are important. Here's a Flailer. There's a Beastmaster, but we really don't have many pumps. We've got 2. Axebane Guardian is going to be really good. Launch Party.
This entire pack has a lot of things I kind of like.
It's really good.
I mean, you're throwing down things like Second Augur Spree. The Hellhole Flailer is amazing. Axebane Guardian is really good. I mean, the Rakdos Guild Gate is cool because we are splashing red, and it gives us more ability to splash red, which is kind of nice, and it activates the Jailbreakers. But
I kind of just like the Augur Spree, man. I've got to be honest.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it might be a mistake to take that over a Guardian. I just think I value removal more than I value the Guardian because our curve is not super late. What are you thinking?
Well, they've said that you can win if you have excellent removal and mediocre creatures. So, give it a shot.
Okay. Yeah, I like the Flailer too, but I don't know. I think we can depend on red for our removal. I don't really want to depend on it for a lot more. Alright, so we got a Steam Vents, we have a Cackler, which is good, but it doesn't really fit the deck we're building. We have a Monitor, Guild Gate, Off Color, and that's about it. The Monitor is fine. I don't know, Cackler is probably what I would be thinking, just because I like it on turn one. I don't know. What are you thinking here?
The monitor is, I don't know, it's kind of just like a really average creature. I mean, the trample effect is cool if you could start like getting him out of hand.
Yeah,
But his scavenge cost is like insane.
it's 7. Yeah, it's crazy.
Rakdos Cackler's fine. I wouldn't feel bad with it. We're not like a super aggressive deck, but it's not terrible. Especially, I mean, we have things that are coming out on turn 2. Quite a few things actually, like the imps and stuff like that. So
I think we'll take a Cackler. Call the Conclave is a nice gift for someone playing Selesnya here.
yeah, that's amazing.
All right, I caught some flack for playing Brush Strider the other day. I played 2 of them, but I won the draft, so I don't really know what the big deal is. I do like Brush Strider. It does get blocked out by a lot of stuff, but it's a 3/1 on turn 2
With vigilance.
with Vigilance. Yeah. What else do
I
we
don't.
have?
I don't mind him either. There's a Rhino. If we wanted to put one of those in there, there's your Chorus of Might as well. I don't think a third Long Legs is. Well, I don't know. Just fill up the 5 slot with all Long Legs. I don't know that.
I kind of like the Brush Strider to lower the curve.
It's an excellent 2-drop creature. I mean, your one negative is what if they're main decking Electrickery, but
Yeah, I mean, it gets blocked out by a lot of stuff, but I kind of like it. All right, so what do we have here? We have an Imp. We have a Guild. I think this is the point to take a Guild Gate if we're ever going to play these Jailbreakers.
yeah, this is a definite Guild Gate moment. I can't really see taking another Tresor Troll or like a third Imp when we've got a Guild Gate in the colors that we want and stuff like that.
I agree.
Aerial Predation is very sideboardable. I probably like that card more than most people should. I have like an unhealthy love for that card because pretty much every bomb in the set it's almost like every one of them can fly.
Right.
Except for Tristani. That guy needs to grow wings so he can die to Aerial Predation.
Right. All right.
Another
Well,
Augur Spree.
how about
Oh
that,
my
huh?
god.
Yeah, we'll just snap pick that. I don't see anything else in here. All right. What do
Triple
we
Augur
have?
Spree.
We got a launch party. We've got a Cripborn Heart. I do like this card, and we're in the colors. I like it just because we do have some good removal, and it's a good cheap creature. Launch
Our
Party
removal
would
right
be
now
the
is
other.
fantastic.
Yeah, it's really good. So I think it's just horror. Launch Party would be the secondary pick, I think.
Yeah, the Cripborn Horror can be really neat. Especially, I think he'll have some interesting interactions with Gerard. Beyond normal cool interactions that he could have, but that would be pretty neat pitching something and then throwing down a Cripborn Horror and being like, hey, this is a lot bigger than you thought it would be.
That's true. And we've got a little bit of aggro, so I think he's fine. Here we definitely are going to take another Guild Gate. Maybe we'll get lucky and land one more. That would be asking a lot. But if we land one more, I feel very comfortable playing these Jailbreakers.
Absolutely. Guildgate is very fortunate to have right now, and I can't really... There's not like a whole lot else in here for us.
Another Shred Freak. I don't even know if we're going to play one, so I think we'll definitely just snap the Guild Gate. This is too bad. There's so much good stuff in here. A Deviant Glee for the Imps makes them a ton better. Reveler's a great creature. Scorpion's good. Guild Gate is something we really want. What are you thinking?
You could almost close your eyes and just click on something, and you've got like a 5 in 8 chance to pick something good.
Yeah. As crazy as it is, I think the Guild Gate is the pick here. Just because if we're going to play these Jailbreakers, we'd have 3, and that's pretty good. What are you thinking?
You've got an above average chance at that point to have those Ogre Jailbreakers be a real beating.
Yeah, we'll take the Gate.
Everything there was so good.
It was. That's a shame. We got another Imp. I'm going to run 3. I mean, we don't have very much scavenge at all, which is kind of sad.
We have a lot of playables right now. I mean...
We do. I guess we could take a Launch Party. What are you thinking, Imp or Launch Party?
Would you ever run a third Imp?
I don't think so.
Yeah, take the Launch Party.
I think I took it. What did I take, man? I tried to click on it. Did I get it? I don't even think I got it. What did I get?
I don't know.
I don't either. Maybe it's something good. I totally just whiffed.
Did you hide that cobble brute from before? Do we have like a second cobble brute now?
I
I don't
don't
even know.
think so, man. I don't
Oh
think
well.
so. All right. I think I'd like a Chorus of Might in this slot.
Yeah, Course of Might. I always badmouth that card, and the card keeps winning games for me. So why not? There's
Um,
a Rhino.
yeah, there's a Rhino. I don't know that we're playing. This is not really the deck for the Rhino. Here's a Worm, which is
Something at the high end.
yeah. It's. I mean, we do have Grizzly Salvage. I think maybe the Worm is the pick, although Electrickery could be good.
That's really good for token decks if for a sideboard.
That's true.
But the Worm's fine.
We'll just go ahead and cut this Trestle Troll.
Trestle Troll number 3.
I'm going to cut out this downsize too. I'm just curious to see what it was that I picked. What did I pick? I picked something that I had hidden. That's exactly what it was, so, oh well, we're -1 launch party. Not the end of the world, I guess, but I keep, you right-click on a card to hold it, and I guess I missed. I'm not certain what happened, but...
Honestly, I don't really feel that bad. Like I said, our removal is so good.
hmm
What do we have? 5 premium removal cards, I think?
5 or 6, yeah, it's one of the two. Alright, so let's throw everything in here we know we're going to play. Abrupt Decay, probably one if not both salvages. I'm going to put them both in for the time being. We're not going to play 3 Trestle Trolls, but I'll put them in there. We'll just put in all the good stuff here. Cackler, we'll even put in the Shred Freak, what the heck. Alright. Strider, Beetle, Surge, Croc, Chorus. I don't think we're main decking the Indrik. It hurts me not to have a Deviant Glee for those imps. They get so much worse.
Poor Urban Burgeoning. No one
No,
plays him.
no, and I don't think we need a Shadow. The Worm is actually a consideration because you can throw it in the yard with Grizzly Salvage. We don't have a lot of acceleration.
Yeah, it's still 7 no matter what you do with that card. You're going to end up paying 7.
Yeah,
But +5/+5 on something is ridiculous.
especially in Imp. It's a 6/6 lifelinker. It's just unbelievable. Let's look at our scavenge cards here. We've got a Scorpion.
There's not really that many. I think we have, what, 2 or 3?
We have 2. I think we've got these 2. So in my opinion, the imps are a lot worse at that point. Because we don't really have them. We've got a Chorus of Might. We've got a couple of pump cards. I don't know about the imps. Let's see. Let's put everything that's under discussion over here on the right. I think these. What do you think about Cackler and Growth? I think they're good.
They're fine. I mean, well, Giant Growth is always pretty good.
I think the Shred Freak is debatable. I think we need to talk about the imps. I mean, a 1/1 lifelink flyer is fine, but I don't know if we want 2 Grizzly Salvage, all this good removal. Horror. I think Croc is going to be decent at the 3 slot. I don't think we need a 3rd Trestle Troll. We talked about that.
Yeah, we can definitely get away with having 2 Trestle Trolls. That'll be fine.
I agree. And then we've got a Chorus of Might. We can discuss that as well. And we've got the Terrace Worm. So out of these cards, we need to cut 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can have 2 of these 7 cards. First cuts, Trestle Troll, right?
Yeah, there's no reason to. I don't think we need 3. If we were against like the God of Flyers deck, maybe we could sideboard it in, but I think 2 should be enough for everyone.
I agree.
It makes me wish we did have a Deviant Glee so bad, though. Those Daggerdome
man.
imps would be...
Or would be playing something like Knightly Valor or Common Bond or anything. But we're pretty much just throw down huge dudes and try to kill all your guys deck. I I guess the Shred Freak, I mean, we've got 17 creatures, so if we cut all the creatures, we're going to end up at 13, which is not enough,
No, that's not enough.
in my opinion. So uh, we at least need one creature. Which of these creatures do you like the best?
Hmm. Well, the curve, like all the way up till 5, the curve looks great. So, I mean, you could actually put in something like a Terrace Worm and not feel too bad about it.
Hmm. The sad thing is that the Terrace Worm, what I'd want to use it on is an imp.
Is the imp. I might actually put in like one imp and a Terrace Worm because like if you have the one imp, the time you're going to want to play him. I mean, if he comes out early in the game, I guess that's cool. He'll probably just get either blocked or killed by something eventually.
Hmm.
But like if you draw him late game and you have some stuff in the yard and you could put it on that imp, he might be like the game turner.
I think that's actually pretty good. I think imp Terrace Worm is good. I don't want to run low on creatures in this deck. I think that would be bad. So our removal is really good. We'll look at it here in just a second. Go ahead and pull these cards up.
Yeah, especially if we start chucking stuff with Gerard.
Yeah, that will be
It'll be good to have at least 15 creatures or so.
that will be great. All right, so instants and sorceries, non-creature stuff. I'm gonna pull this out. See what we're looking at. We've got some nice tricks. We've got some really nice removal in this deck.
Yeah, it's pretty nice that if we do see like a Jace or a Vraska or something like that, we can even get rid of it that way because we have so many other ways to deal with creatures that we're not just relying on Dreadbore.
Right. Yeah, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 really good removals and 2 solid tricks. I think that's pretty good. I'm wondering, how are we planning to win? I mean, removing their creatures. I don't think this deck plays out well against a token deck. Um,
It's like we have the beaters that are required to deal the amount of damage that you need. Like we have the jailbreakers, and the funny part is even if the jailbreakers can't attack at all, they're still great fodder for Gerard if they have to be,
right.
because that is 4 damage that's just coming at them at least. So that's kind of nice. Let's see, the 2 long legs is good for that reason.
And the Trestle Troll, they're good blockers. We do have some guys with high toughness on the ground, or reasonably high.
I mean,
It makes me wonder about maybe pulling a troll and putting in something like a Perilous Shadow.
Yeah, I mean, my first instinct was like troll for maybe like a cobble brute, but like they get better when you have a way to push them through, so that 2 toughness is not becoming like a bane, so that they're not getting held back by something stupid like a drudge beetle.
Right.
So the perilous shadow, it's like if we're stuck and we need a way to deal damage, the shadow can get to the point where people just can't deal with them. That's kind of neat.
I think that's probably good. I don't want to get stuck just with defenders. I think we need something, and I mean, I think it fits with the curve fine. I think we need something to push through damage or to be a threat. I think a removal is good enough. I don't want to be removing their stuff and then not be able to swing in. You know what I'm saying? Because we've got jailbreakers or a troll that are in defender mode. So I think this is pretty good.
Can't win on just defense.
No.
Trying to time them out.
I think this is good. We'll put in our guild gates. Let's talk about our land here. Alright, the suggestion is 7, 3, 4. That would equate to 8, 9, 10 swamps. I don't think we need 10. I think 9 is sufficient there. This would give us 5 red sources. That's pretty good.
And what, maybe throw down another green or something?
I think, so this would give us 6 green, 9 black. I'd honestly prefer to maybe take 1 more black and add it to the green. So that would give us 8 black, 7 green. I think that's the way to go. What do you think about that?
That's fine. You have some really good stuff that you kind of want to see on turn 2, like being able to just throw down a brush strider and even getting in for 3 or 6 damage. That'd be kind of nice.
Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. All right, Roz, let's throw down with this deck and see how we end up here. Everybody, we will catch you in round one, and thanks for watching. This is Josh and Roz for the MTGNoob.com.